Alright, so if you're watching this video, we're going to get started on how to track everything for the 28-day challenge. Ultimately, these are the things that you need to have done before and then at the end of the challenge. These are the steps that you're going to do, and then every week, things like inches, weight, etc., how to measure those things every single week.
So every single week you're going to submit us a progress report. You already saw this in a different video, but we're going to go through specifically what you should be doing, where you should be measuring, how to do everything so that you know exactly what you need to do, and it's going to relieve some of the anxiety and all those things of starting this program that we know what happens. Now, tracking body fat. Here at boot camp we have something called an Omron. Obviously you probably don't have an Omron at home, so you know you're not going to do it at home. So your first day in our facility, if you're not able to do it before that, but our first day that you start our program, come in, do your body fat so that you have a starting initial measurement. If you just do it at the end of your first week with us, it's not going to be accurate, and you're not going to see all the progress that you truly made with our program. So all you'll have to do with the Omron to measure your body fat is you're going to turn it on. Okay. Now from here it says guest. You're going to hit, there's a set button, and now you are normal. So there's normal and there's athlete. You guys are all normal, so you're going to hit set, and now it's going to ask for your height. You're going to go up or down based on what your height is. Once you figure it out, you're going to hit set again, and then you're going to put in your weight. So whatever your starting weight is, put in your weight for that day, and then you're going to go up and down, figure it out, hit set again, your age, up and down, and then sex, either you're male or female. So you're going to go up or down depending on what it is, hit set again. Now it's ready to go. So when you hold the Omron, the way you want to hold it, you want to make sure your palms are actually against it, okay, away from your body, and you want to relax. You shouldn't be talking, you shouldn't be moving, you shouldn't be gripping this thing as tight as you can, okay? So the way I do it if I'm by myself is I put one hand on it, I hit the start button, put my other hand on it, and just relax, breathe normal. And then once it shoots out your number, it'll shoot out the number, and it's going to tell you your body fat. The body fat's going to be on the top. Your BMI number is going to be on the bottom. What we want is the top number. That's going to be your body fat percentage. So the first time you do this, you might fumble through it a little bit, but you being able to do it, you should do it once a week, and you should do it at the beginning. You should do it at the end of the week on Fridays, and then again at the end. Now with the number, your number is going to change a little bit based on your hydration levels. If you do it one day in the morning and then the next day you do it at night, it might be a little bit different. Your body fat doesn't really change as much as you might see on here. So if you have a little bit of a variance every once in a while and it doesn't make sense, just know that these are sometimes 3 to 4% off. So don't stress out about the number too much. But if you do it consistently, you do it consistently around the same time, you should see consistent progress with that number. Now that's body fat. Weight. With the weight. Now with your weight, you're going to weigh yourself once a week. So again, we want you weighing at the beginning. Do it from home. You can do it from here as well. But it's important to be consistently on the same scale. If you weigh here, you weigh at home, and they're going to be different. There's not really ever two scales that are going to weigh you the exact same. At one of our locations, we have a scale, and we bought the exact identical scale, and they're $200 scales. One is 2 pounds different. So if you weighed yourself on the one, and then you weighed yourself on a different one, you're going to think that either you gained or lost 2 pounds based on the scale that you're on. So consistency is key, consistency for the same time. So weigh yourself before you start the challenge, and then every Friday morning, because progress reports are due by Friday by noon, every Friday morning you're going to weigh yourself. Just know that Saturdays are always going to be your lowest weight. So, but Friday morning, nude body weight, use the bathroom, do all that stuff.
Don't do that here.
Yeah, nude body weight at home, please. So nude body weight, and then that's going to be your number for your progress reports all the time. On your final progress report, at the end of the 28 days, it's going to be on Saturday morning, and that'll be your last one. So before you start the challenge, every Friday by noon we need a weight, and then your final one, which will be a Saturday. So that's your weight. Inches. Now this gets screwed up the most every single time. and either, some people are like, I lost 5 pounds this week, but I gained 4 inches. It's not physiologically possible. So what ends up happening, or somebody like, I lost 15 inches in 1 week. Not physiologically possible. It means you measured incorrectly. So we're going to go through the sites that you should be measuring, and it's important to try to stay really consistent with where you're measuring. So the sites that you're going to measure, the first spot is going to be around your chest. So when you do your chest, it's going to be the biggest part around your chest. So for guys, most of us, it's going to be nipple line. Ladies, you're all different, so you're going to have to make the judgment on that. The biggest thing, though, is when you do it, make sure it's straight across your back. Some people, the things like down here, some people it's way up there. Make sure it's consistent. Biggest part around your chest, and make sure that the line is straight across. You're not up and down. It's not wavy. So that's your chest. The next spot you're going to want to do is your arms. So typically, if you don't have a lot of time, I just recommend measuring one arm and then just multiply it by 2, and you have your inches for your arms. Now, for measuring your arms, it's going to be the biggest part around your arm. So if you have somebody at home that can help you, it's going to be easier for them to measure you and see that the line and the tape is even. But you can do it to yourself. It's very easy. So usually the middle of the bicep is going to be the biggest part. The biggest mistake I see when people measure their own arm is, it's here and then they got the thing up here, or it's way down here. Again, make sure it's straight across the biggest part of your bicep and it's relaxed. It's not a flexing. You're not, doing bicep flex. It's just relaxed in place. So that's your bicep. The next place that we're going to go to is your waist. So this place gets screwed up. Everyone thinks their waist is like their belly button, but your waist is going to be the smallest part from your sternum to your belly button. So if you were to put your hands under your rib cage and you're trying to be Miss America and make your waist as small as possible and look cute in your picture, that's where you would put your hands. That's going to be your waist. So the smallest part from your sternum to your belly button. Again, make sure the tape is nice and even. The next place we're going to go is around our belly button. The reason why we don't just measure our waist and that's it is most of us are going to carry our fat in our lower stomach area. So if you don't measure that area, you're not going to see the totality of your true progress. So around your belly button area, that's going to get the love handles and all those things. So make sure you're measuring that area as well. So that's belly button. I don't think I need to explain belly button too much more. Now your hips. Most people think like love handles and all that stuff is going to be your hips, but anatomically speaking, your hips is going to be the biggest part around your butt. So you're going to want to stand with your feet fairly close together, and then you're going to go around the biggest part of your butt. You might not be able to see me very well, but find the biggest part of your butt. It's the hardest thing you're going to be able to do on your own, but then make sure the tape, again, is even all the way across. I see a lot of people, they're around their butt, but then they bring the tape to where they think their hips are, and that's where they think it needs to be. So it needs to be even all the way across. And now your thigh. Some people measure thigh differently every single time. Typically what I recommend is measuring the biggest part of your thigh. For most of you, that's going to be right below your butt. So right below your butt, that tends to be the biggest mass of where it's going to be. The other place that you can measure, which is fine to do, you're just not going to see as much inches there because it tends to be the lower down the leg you go, the leaner it's going to be, is mid-thigh. So between your kneecap and your hip, mid-thigh, that would be the other place you could go with it, but I recommend doing the biggest circumference, which is pretty much going to be right below your butt. Not really hard to decipher where that's at. So those are your measurements. So again, to recap, you have your chest, and it's all on paper too. So you have your chest, you have your bicep, you have your waist, you have your belly button, you have your hips, and then you have your thighs. So once a week you're going to do that. It's going to take you like less than 2 minutes. Please do that. Because when we look at your progress report, yes, we do want to see your weight go down, but there's going to be weeks where your weight might not necessarily go down a ton, but you lost 3 or 4 inches. And I've had people that can be super discouraged with their lack of perceived progress, but you look at it, you're like, holy cow, they did awesome this week. They lost so many inches. And our program's a fat loss program. It's not a weight loss program. So if you just judged your success off what the scale says and nothing else, you might be discouraged and you might not actually see how much progress you're actually making. I had somebody come in at me super angry. they gained 1 pound and they lost 5 inches. And they wanted to come at me like they were mad. And I was like, wait, hold on. Say that one more time. You gained 1 pound and you lost 5 inches. What happened? Well, they lost a bunch of body fat and they might have gained some muscle, or they're retaining some water. With weight, especially with females, your weight's going to go up and down. So focus on the inches. At the end of the day, you want fat loss, not weight loss. And then the last thing is just pictures. You're going to want to take these at home. Again, it's one of those things that you need to do before you start. Don't take your pictures like midweek of week 1. Take your pictures before you begin. What we want is a front, a side, and a back. Now, for your sake of tracking progress, we don't ever have to see these pictures. They're for you and tracking progress. Wear something revealing, whether it's a bikini or it's shorts and a sports bra or whatever it may be. Guys, wear shorts, or a lot of people are very self-conscious of how they look, and that might be why you guys are starting the program. So they'll wear these like big baggy t-shirts and big baggy shorts or pants, and you can't see a thing. And then they do their progress picture again in the same big baggy t-shirt and the same big baggy stuff. They're like, I lost 15, 20 pounds and I don't see a difference. That's because it's impossible to see a difference if you're wearing all these big baggy clothes. So I know some of you are going to be really self-conscious about doing it, and you're going to have a lot of anxiety and fear about taking a picture in a swimsuit or a sports bra in shorts or a sports bra on whatever. Do it. You're going to be so happy that you did, because what happens throughout this journey is you're not going to see the small amounts of inches in weight that you're losing every single week. And every day, you're going to make a little bit of progress. But the thing is, your eyes play tricks on you. You're not going to see that progress every single day. So I recommend taking pictures before, midway, and then at the end again. And that's going to keep you motivated, because maybe the scale is not going as much as you like. Maybe you're not losing as many inches as you think is good. But then you see the pictures and you're like, holy cow, I'm making a lot more progress than I thought. Your brain doesn't allow you to see the progress. It's the same reason why people can gain 50 pounds in, over a year, and then they're like, oh my God, how did I gain 50 pounds? The problem was they saw themselves every single day, so they didn't really realize that they're gaining all this weight because their eyes were deceiving them. It was just small increases every single day that made them gain 50 pounds, but they didn't see the weight coming on like it truly was, like everyone else could see. So make sure you're taking the pictures. I can't tell you how many times when I've lost weight and tried to get in incredible shape that the only thing that saved me mentally was taking the pictures and tracking the progress.